Warning, this documentary contains graphic cultural images. Viewer discretion is advised. On Fearless and Far, we were some of the first to visit the Hadza Hunter-Gatherers on YouTube. We went hunting, found baboons, celebrated, and had a grand old time.
I'm covered in blood.
However, I heard a rumor that Socorro, the head of the tribe, had a secret possession. One that made my jaw drop. He had a motorcycle. So many questions. Was it used to hunt? Was it for joyrides? I didn't know, but I had to find out. So we're back in Tanzania, where eventually, to get the answer, I have to stick my fist in a beehive. But first, sponsors make videos happen. So let me introduce you to BetterHelp. This channel is called Fearless and Far, and it's not because I am fearless. That is definitely not true. I was born perhaps more fearful than most. I've just taken the time to figure out how my mind works. And that fearlessness is simply feeling the fear, knowing the fear, and still doing it anyway. To make progress and live the life of your dreams, you have to know what's happening upstairs. And for most of us, we don't. For myself, I had a whole tempest of stress and pressure bouncing around the walls, creating chaos, and I didn't even know what I had to work on. And I realized if I actually just spoke to someone who understood the struggles I've been through because they've been through similar, a whole window can open. I was able to realize that I'm not alone. I was just missing the tools and techniques to be able to untangle the mess in my head. And that was one of the key things that allowed me to live this life of my dreams. And that's why this video is sponsored by BetterHelp, the world's largest therapy service, and it's completely online. To get started, it's simple. You head to my link, betterhelp.com/fearlessandfar. There, you answer a few questions, who you are, how you feel, and how you'd like to speak to someone. Messaging, phone, video chat, and that way you can match with the right therapist, which usually happens in under 48 hours. I've spent so much time building my body for these adventures, but I've realized that life is a pretty big adventure itself, isn't it? Training and understanding your mind is just as important. If this all sounds great, go to betterhelp.com/fearlessandfar to get 10% off your first month of therapy and get matched with a therapist who will listen and who will help. Now, back to the show.
Remember the last video where we ambushed the baboon camp? Since then, the boys have moved in and this is now their permanent camp. We're here for the third time to hunt with the Hadzabe, and the hunt started last night when we were sleeping. This is a genet cat, which is going to be breakfast here in a second. Listen, the plan today is to go hunting, and along the way, we're gonna learn some things about the Hadza people. So, like I told you before, keep an open mind, keep an open heart, and I hope you're ready for another wild ride.
If you're new here, let's talk about the Hadza. They are an extremely endangered people living on the banks of Lake Eyasi in Tanzania. There are only 1,500 left. As development slowly creeps in all around them, they have chosen to reject modernity. They live in symbiosis with nature, in a landscape full of thorns, rocks, and dangerous animals. Choosing to live off the land, making bows out of trees and arrows out of all sorts of different things. Convinced that the modern world is poison, that living traditionally is how we were meant to exist. I'm honored to be invited back into the tribe to continue to learn their ways, share them with you, and see if hunter-gatherers really do ride motorcycles. But to find the answers, we have to catch up with them first, since every adventure with the Hadza begins with a hunt.
Oh man, I want to work on my cardio. I can't keep up to these boys. The pack of 20 baboons is just over this hill, but we're sprinting up hills of loose rock and sharp fish hook horns, man. I think the biggest threat out here is dehydration. Oh my God, it's so hot.
We'll let them do the talking for a bit.
Hey! Tyler! Huh? 다시 다을 보라 다 누디 베나.
These thorns, man. Faster, faster, faster.
Where? Come on, Tana Habami, Chichaza. Chi, Toma. Chi.
The Hadza move effortlessly between the boulders and sharp acacia bushes.
So, Ben's getting introduced to the jungle thorns, and my man here, bulletproof. he's making fun of us, and this white boy marshmallow skin.
Pink white meat.
Experts say that they are the people living closest to how we all did tens of thousands of years ago. They are a snapshot in time. We stop for a quick water break.
Kwa minga itayo ngaela kwa.
Wait here.
However, the baboons escape on a nearby hill, which means it's time to make some new arrows, each specially designed for their prey. Some dealing blunt force trauma, some sharp with barbs, and others laced with poison. But then, an absent-minded bird decides to check us out. Bad move. Here, the hunt is never off. Manda loads up a corncob arrow. This will just break its bones, knock it unconscious. The sharp ones tear birds to pieces. Success, and as a bonus, it's already been tenderized. But that's not all hiding in the treetops.
Add that to the roster. Little squirrel, man.
Manda explains to me this bird is delicious. Then a clue.
Smell that? That's poop. from this afternoon. From a dig, right? So word on the street is it's a small antelope that is out during the day and comes back and sleeps at this exact spot. That's why there's a mound of its poop here. And this is fresh from this afternoon, I guess, or something. So if we come back at night, there should be an antelope sleeping right here.
Then we hear a squeak.
A squirrel.
A squirrel?
Yeah.
Inside the log?
Inside the wood, yeah.
You killed it?
Still alive. Yeah. So he hit it now. Yeah.
It's knocked unconscious with a whack. The boys get excited. There's lots of animals around here. Bush babies are small nocturnal primates, and this one was sleeping in the wrong tree.
Oh, you almost got it.
Hey Mike, given your experience, keep rolling. Oh, that's the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, you should. Socorro. Come show us, man. Wow. Oh man. What a little beautiful thing.
Socorro breaks its legs so it can no longer escape. Then he kills it quickly with a bite to the skull. Nature is metal. Socorro then tucks it into my belt for safekeeping. It'll be dinner later. It's the wildest souvenir I've ever gotten. Back at the camp, it's dinner time. Our catch is cooked simply on a stick over the fire. No salt, no seasoning.
Looks like this here is our civet cat from this morning. Let's see the whiskers actually. Look. Oh my.
Just meat and smoke.
And this is ugali. It's a white powder mixed with water. It's like the instant superfood here.
Speaking of smoking, that's another important part of the hunt.
Boys, what do you got? I'm no Hadza expert, but that's not tobacco. It's also rolled with loose leaf. You can see the blue lines. See that?
So the hunt for the day is over, but it doesn't answer the question about the motorcycle. That's coming up next, and it has to do with honey, which means we need some. Cha'aba cuts open a nearby hive, and Saleh reaches in with his bare hands. Next, my manhood is challenged.
All right, I'm with my man Anda, and so how these guys get honey is they just shove their fist all the way up to the elbow to get it, the good stuff, the golden stuff. And he's like, dude, you should try it. So here we are, gonna stick our fist all the way up into a beehive, and if you can hear that, they don't sound very happy. Anda. My heart's beating like a helicopter. So you just go in and grab, yeah? Can you show me? Can you? Man, he shouldered deep. Oh God. You must be getting stung though. Are they like But are they sting? No, they don't sting. Bokua means probably. Feel the fear and do it anyway, right? Though I don't recommend you do this at home.
Ah, shit. This is not gonna end well.
Oh, there's bees fucking everywhere, man. Oh, oh, there's so many. There's so many fucking bees, guys. Oh, they're all over my hand. Oh. I'm trying to find honeycomb. All I feel is a warm fucking mass of bees. They're all over. My foot's shaking so much. Okay, I found a little bit. See my back foot? I found some, ouch! Oh. Look at that, see? Fucking stung me in the finger. Ah. Got this one right here. Yeah, got stung a couple times, man. I don't know what I expected. There's not any, I couldn't find any honey. I was squeezing bees, basically trying to find the good stuff. Was it worth it? I didn't get the honey, but I wish you could feel how many bees I was fingering myself. I was swimming through the bees. There we go. It's the Hadza rite of passage. Then when you finish, you just jam a rock in there and we're good to go. Let's go.
Saleh starts devouring another honeycomb and then offers me some too.
Yeah, man. I always fall for this trick. I'm like, yeah, man, I'll take some honey. You know what that is? It's baby bees. It's always baby bees. Shit. Always kind of hits me in the gag reflex. Not sweet. Salty and a little nutty.
Coco. Yeah, get pay a bit.
Baby bees. I'm learning Hadza. Also, good dog food. Right? Hell yeah. Just watch out for the bees. There's still a few there. There's the good stuff right there. Still got some bees on it.
This honey is grade A goodness.
Wash that, those bee larvae down with the good stuff.
You can't get much better. Since getting stung and running through thorns all day in the wilderness is the only way to get this special honey, it's valuable to the Hadza, but also to the other tribes that live around the area. And that's the key to why the Hadza have a motorcycle, to trade liquid gold for arrowheads. We rev up the bike and film one of my favorite things I've ever seen. We saw the special arrows they use to hunt, but the Hadza don't work with metal. So to get their arrowheads for hunting baboons and large game, they take this golden treasure out of the forest to the local village and trade it for weapons. We arrive at the Tatuga tribal village. These guys keep cattle, and as a hobby, are metalsmiths. Melting down bullet shells in a homemade forge. Crafting weapons into more weapons in exchange for honey.
These arrows are for baboons. When they get shot with the arrow, that baboon will actually pull the arrow out, and these backward-facing spines will lacerate the organs, the skin, the muscle. Do not want to be shot by that.
I think by this point, I'm going to put gut microbiome as a strength on my job resume. But listen, maybe we should do another sequel and go baboon hunting on these hogs. Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.